Welcome back to Alliance's Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Alliances, visit www.alliances.com.
And welcome back again to the show. By the way, continue to listen to those past episodes. That's what keeps us going. And thank you for the feedback I continue to get when we had the founder of CNBC on. Make sure that you go and check out past interviews, including that one. You can go to Alliancer.com. That's ELIANCER.com. Or, of course, many of you started Alliances.com and click on the radio interviews. Well, I'm very excited about our next guest today. Are you ready for this? Make sure you listen, because this is going to be very important, and I promise you, you're going to learn a lot from her. We have with us Gemma Serenity Gorokhoff. She is helping women reclaim self-worth, rebuild trust, and love again with confidence. Community co-founder with Sasha Gorokhoff, and has 2.6 million plus podcast downloads. Award-winning entrepreneur and creative leader. And you could reach her at gemmaserenity.com. And of course, we'll have it for those of you that are watching on video down below and that. Welcome to the show, Gemma. I'm excited to have you here today.
Thank you so much, David. I'm so excited as well.
Oh my, you have got quite a history of, I would say, if I can summarize it in one word, survival.
Okay,
that would be it, the survival. And let's just jump right into this. I mean, you went from literally being on the edge of a 10th floor balcony, and of all places in Switzerland. And this wasn't just to kind of get the sights. There were some serious things going on. To now leading and a thriving love and confidence movement in the United States. What did you say to yourself in that life or death moment that literally changed everything in your entire outlook and direction in life?
Thank you. Thank you so much for asking. This is really a key question. I remember standing in there, really on the edge of the 10th floor of my apartment building, totally broken, hopeless, feeling like there was no way out and that the only exit was breaking my body and have my spirit go speak to God in person. My plan was to say, God, I did not sign up for a life of abuse, domestic violence per se. If you send me back to life, and I understand that because we're not supposed to commit suicide, I know that. But if you send me back, I'm okay. Only if you give me a life of love, peace, joy, happiness, safety at home, safety at work, a life of purpose. So that was my plan. And I was so clear with my intention. I was going to jump when I suddenly heard a voice. And there was nobody around me. That is the good news. That means that God does not need us to die in order to have a conversation heart to heart with us. And that voice told me, of course you can jump. It's going to work. But I'm going to give you the same life in worse. Is that really what you want? No. Then leave by the door. So what did I tell myself in that life or death moment? I said, okay, let me give it a try. I don't know how help looks like, but let me give it a try.
Right. And you teach that healing and attracting love is really not about fixing yourself, right? We all want to fix ourselves, but it's remembering your worth. Can you walk us through like how someone can go from heartbreak to healthy love, and especially if they don't believe they're lovable?
Yeah, that was my case, I promise. I totally understand that. The big message, you are not broken. You are healing, you are in transition, and you are deeply worthy of love, not because of what you do or what you don't do, but because of who you are intrinsically. Let me walk you through just that short 5-step frameworks that I use inside the Love Again with Confidence community. The first level is awareness. Gently name the wounds and beliefs that keep you there, where it hurts, where you feel unlovable, where nothing works. Because by gently naming what it is, and in my case at that time, it's like, I am back in domestic violence. That is a death sentence in itself in my own mind. At that time, 12 years ago. And when I named my belief was that, well, if I cannot live alive and well, I better be dead. That was a belief that also led me to that imagination. And then there is a second step. After you name with awareness your wounds and your belief, go back to safety, rebuild trust within you. You don't build trust by reminding yourself all that you did wrong and all that you are guilty of. You create an internal sanctuary in one thought, in one moment. You can create that inner safety within yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Make sure, again, too, you go to gemmaserenity.com. That's GemmaSerenity.com for those of you that are listening on the radio. And again, you're watching and you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Alliances Hero Show. Make sure that you go to alliances.com. That's ELIANCS.com. And guess what? You may have the opportunity to meet Gemma live in person at one of our events. In fact, Gemma, you've been very highly respected within the Alliances community. What do you feel, those that may not have heard of Alliances, what do you feel, what do you think of the community of
Alliances? This is an experience that changed my life forever for the better. I have been there for only, quote unquote, 6 months, maybe a little bit more. But honestly, the level of relationship, the trust that we build between each other, all entrepreneurs, the level of support, the level of active listening, interest, discovering a ton of different industries and type of people, that is exceptional. You have all the options and everything you need in that network. Having that network as your family in your pocket, in your smartphone, knowing who to call for what at any moment in time, that is priceless.
Excellent. And we always look forward to seeing you there. Love the way that you present and interact with everyone, and making sure that no matter what, who, what background, that people are comfortable when they're there and get connected and meet people that you would normally never in a lifetime meet. In fact, too, is Gemma, you're building a movement also rooted in divine alignment, soul embodied leadership, and high value relationships. How do you balance, though, the energy of that, the energy of love and the power in business?
Yes, thank you for that question. True power flows from love. Not love that pleases, but love that anchors. Not power that dominate, but power that serves. The core belief that is behind balancing love and power is to say, okay, love guides, power protects. I lead from wholeness, not from wounds. My decisions are born from alignment, not obligation. I attract high value relationships because I embody high value. I believe I am a high value individual. I did not believe that always, I promise, but I did come to believe that from myself. Sacred leadership is holding space with love and holding standards with power. In one word, in one sentence, in my world, love is strategy. Power is structure. Together, they build the kind of business that uplifts everyone it touches. So no wonder I am a member of Alliances, because this is where entrepreneurs align, where love and power unite.
So let me ask you, because you've been in some of the most stressful positions that someone couldn't even fathom or imagine. In that, in the shortest period, what is going through your mind to be able to get out of that, or what are you thinking during that time to try and navigate to, how am I going to get through this? I mean, again, we're talking about, being on the ledge, like being on the edge and on the ledge, like literally and stuff. How do you even ever get over something like that? Or do you?
Honestly, it took me so many years to get over that moment, because that's when that level of trauma happens in your mind, it re-traumatizes you every single time, over and over again, every time you think of it again. So then it really goes into that inner healing work. It is a long and deep work that really addresses the deepest origin of the wounds and what is the root of the trauma. When you address that and you reframe it and you change the story and you forgive yourself from having allowed yourself to be in that position, that is the deepest and hardest forgiveness to practice. Practicing the forgiveness toward the abuser, just saying, you know what, those person did the best they could with what they had. It was awful, fine. I could handle that. But then, did I do the best I could with what I had? And I promise that now I am much more intelligent and prepared than at that time. Now I would never, ever allow that to happen. But at that time, at that moment in time, I did not have the knowledge, the mastery, the awareness I have now. I did not know any better. And when you come from that place, then you can address and say, okay, you know what? Thank you. You survived. You became victorious. You addressed that. You saved yourself. You fled. You changed your life. You stepped into a brand new country, new language. I did not speak English when I moved to the United States. I was like, no. I was like holding Sasha's arm, like, what does it think? Just tell me, shall I say yes or no? I was not sure. I barely got a few words here and there, and then it was a sort of question of accent. I was not able to understand what was said to me in life, in daily life. And it took me 3 months of intense learning to actually get on track and be able to interact with people. But all of that is rooted because I chose to step into my power, my truth, and the new identity I chose for myself while going through all the forgiveness process.
Right. Absolutely. So what do you have to say for women that are right now in that position, that you'd been in something similar to that, something abusive, something along that nature? What should they do to get help?
Reach out to me. I'm available. That is the first thing. I can actually look at your own personal situation and help you find the next step. What that
Great.
is right for you. There are many. Every country have their own system of support. But the biggest thing is to acknowledge that you are in a hard position and that you will have to humble yourself and strengthen your faith that there is help out there that you don't even know exists, but you have to have faith it does, so that you can actually discover how it looks like, what it is, what can happen, because so much more than what you imagine is available out there. The universe is so much more creative than us, but we just have to say the word. What do you want? And I said it in my heart, in my intention. Yeah. I want to live a life of love, of peace, of harmony, of wealth, of health, of happiness, of safety at home and at work. All right. Believe it or not, I got that. But I didn't know how that would have been ever, ever, ever possible.
Well, excellent. To leading a global movement of love and self-worth. She's helped millions of women reclaim their confidence, rebuild trust, and believe in love again. An award-winning entrepreneur, creative leader, and proud member of the Alliances community. Thank you for sharing your story and reminding us it all starts with healing, when healing starts with remembering our worth. Make sure that you go to gemmaserenity.com. That's GEMMASERENITY.com, or of course you'll be able to find it when you go to Alliancer.com. This has been David Kogan with the Alliances Hero Show. Gemma, an honor to have you on the show today. You got to dance with me a little bit. You got to dance with me a little bit. Excellent job.